Okay, finally went live. Holy Moses, that took forever. Hey, my name is Gary. I am the conductor of the Rocky Mountain Ukulele Orchestra, or Rocky Mountain, or what am I conductor of? Denver Guitar Orchestra. We are going to be playing Wonderful World and Imagine, two new arrangements that we just started this week. And I just posted the link over on the website, and so we'll be waiting for everybody to load in here. I apologize, my face is looking a little raggedy, but yeah, I'll sit further back away from the screen so you don't have to look at me. And let's go post on Twitter tonight. What do you? Um, let's see. I'll type. Let's put it on Twitter. What do you say? Shift parentheses. Well, what's the hashtags? Shift hashtag live exclamation point. And yeah, let's just tweet that. Let's tweet that. Tweeted. Done. Okay, so we're on Twitter tonight. All right, good. Hey, Vic. Will Monday and Thursday night classes stay the same? Monday night for sure will stay the same. Probably Thursday nights as well. It's going to, at least this fall. I'm not positive about the spring yet. I understand if I take the class I'm looking at signing up for, I believe it's Tuesday nights. And so I don't think anything will change on that, Vic. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think that that's what's going to happen. So at least into the fall, we'll keep on Monday nights and Thursday nights because originally that's what, well, I always had planned to have look at that goofy photo of me. Oh, I'm supposed to take my sweatshirt off. Originally, my original schedule prior to all the excitement was Monday nights was ukulele orchestra. So I'm just wanting to leave that space open and sort of keep people in the groove about, hey, on Monday nights it's ukulele night, and then Thursday nights was a new idea because this was the only night of the week that I didn't have another class scheduled. So my hope is just to sort of leave this as the Thursday night thing that we do. So yeah, I guess that's a long way of saying, yeah, I think things are pretty much the same. That's what I'm hoping anyway. I'm going to double check my mail real quick and make sure I didn't miss anybody. Let's see. Oh, we did have a couple of people. Maria needs a copy of it. I'm going to hit return. I'm going to send. Give me just a second, guys. I got two other people who need the sheet music, so let me send that to them. Here you go. Here you go. Shift. Whoops. Here you go. Shift exclamation point, and I'll attach those on for her. Imagine, wonderful world. Right, I hit send, and then Bill needs them as well. So let me get those to Bill. Yeah. So is Bill logged in yet? Bill, are you there? I'm emailing you the sheets right now. Here you go. Period. Enter. Attach. Imagine, wonderful world, and send. All right, so Bill, if you're listening in, I just pushed send on those. We've been having I don't know. I like wearing sweatshirts. I look like a maniac. All right, there we go. Now we're ready to play guitar. Heck yeah. Let's see who else wandered in. Hey, Michael, amigo. Me and Mike, we're very Hispanic, and so we talk. We use the word amigo to express our relationship. Mike is about. Mike might be a little more Hispanic than I am. I don't know. I'm about as Irish, Scottish, Celtic as you can get. I think. I don't know. I think on my mother's father's side, I think there's some German, and I don't know. I don't know my dad's side at all, so I don't know. I don't feel very Hispanic. Charbonneau, Mike should have some French in him, right? So he shouldn't be saying "Hola, amigo." He should be saying, "What is it? What's ami?" And what's a French friend? Ami. Bonjour, ami. Let's see. Evelyn's here. Sound and lighting are good. Sweatshirt is okay. I don't know. I think that, and I think it was Bill that came up. He says, if you wear a dark shirt, you're not going to have the same kind of crazy stuff happening with the camera. And of course, he was totally right. I don't know. He knows things, and so anyway, let's see who else wandered in here. Yeah. We'll talk a little bit about schedule here just in a minute. Let's get a few more people in. We got most everybody in. It looks like Elizabeth is here. Hi, Elizabeth, and Pauline is in. Pauline and Pauline, you guys have spent a lot of time with me, and I really do appreciate it. Hopefully, you know that I care every bit about everything that you guys are doing. I understand how hard the work is that we're doing, the heavy lifting we're doing, but I believe that the method that we use and the stuff that we're working on is really meaningful. And hopefully over time you'll be like, yeah, I'm glad I put up with Gary all that much, many hours. So yeah. All right. What I want to do, do you want to do Imagine first or Wonderful World first? I don't care. So whoever said pipes in first, that's what we're doing. And then we'll go about halfway through, wherever we're at halfway through, then we'll switch to the other one. And we'll talk briefly about schedule and things that are going on with guitar and with everything that I have planned. And so about halfway through, let's talk about that in more detail. That way everybody has a chance to be here. Vic says that this has been okay. Good. Because Vic's spending about 5 hours a day with me working on music, and probably a couple more in addition to that. So I am all I care about is that you feel like, hey, the guy gives me at least some reason to get out of bed in the morning. That's what I'm hoping. Which song do you want to do first? Which song is it going to be? Imagine by John Lennon and Yoko Ono, subsequently only by Yoko Ono, based on the court decision, and Wonderful World. I don't know who did write Wonderful World. I don't even know. Weiss and Daly, 1967. I don't know that. All right, you guys aren't going to tell me. New guitarist, you're like, I don't know, just pick one. All right, I have Wonderful World in front of me, so that's what we're going to do first. Okay, pick up What a Wonderful World. All right, so we had quite a number of people ask for this piece of music. Yes, Vic, you are correct. That's what we're doing. Thank you, Vic. I know typing on the computer when you have a guitar in your lap is not easy. I get it. So believe me. We had a large number of people ask for this, so I'm hoping that that will do both of these songs justice. And as I mentioned before, and maybe not last week, but certainly recently, is that these are the type of songs that are not Christmas specific, but they get you moving in that thought process. You hardly ever hear Imagine unless it is around Christmas time. You hardly ever hear What a Wonderful World unless it is around Christmas time. So they fit in there pretty nicely. So that's why we're working on them now. It's a little early for Christmas music. Next week, it will be perfectly timed for Christmas music. So this is a little bit of an advance notice. For those of you guys that were working on Moon River, I think my final decision, we were going to probably do one more week of Moon River. And I thought, you know what? We've been on this a month. Those of us who are taking the daily class, we're playing it every single day. So I don't know, I played it 20, 30 times, and I'm like, that's probably enough Moon River. So if you have Moon River and you want to continue working on it, and you have questions or you need just to think about it a little bit, send me an email. I'm more than happy to chat with you in more detail about Moon River. But I think we went over it on enough broadcasts and enough opportunity for us to play through it so that you know what you're supposed to do. And then it's just a matter of practicing at that point. So that's where we're at with that. Now, let me just double check one last time to make sure I don't have anybody else needing sheet music. The most exciting thing is that I was at one of our people that I don't know if I know her prior to today, but she's obviously been checking in on our guitar stuff, is a woman from Holland. So, guys, we're playing in a world famous group here. We officially crossed the border, and well, and of course we've always had Evelyn's always been showing up. She's in Ecuador, so we are South American, we are European, we're American. I don't know any of you guys. I don't think any of you guys are in Canada. So we've got 3 of the 7 continents covered. All right. Hey, Bill. Bill, I just sent you the sheet music, so hopefully you got it. We've been talking about you while you were not here. What a wonderful world. Let's go through and yeah, good. Let's talk about, could you send me? Yeah, I just sent it to you earlier, Mike. Go check your email. Let me double check. You do have it. Where did I send it to? Sent. Mike. Mike, it went to your denverpost.com. Do you have access to that one? I'll just forward it to your WM Connect. Where's my? Hold on. I have to stand up and do a weird thing for Mike. I'm willing to do it for Mike. Mike. There you go, Mike. All right, there's that. I remember we switched it to the Denver Post address because it was not going through very well. So, all right, Mike, you got it at both of your email addresses. So hopefully one of those will work for you. Okay. All right. So I'm very excited about these 2 pieces. I love them both. And these are lifelong pieces again. Okay. Just like Moon River, you don't ever need to stop working on these. These pieces are timeless. When you're on your deathbed, you'll still know that these are great pieces, and you'll want somebody to play them at your funeral, right? So let's run through the chords on Wonderful World. And again, I'm going to go kind of quickly today. We may or may not get the whole song played through officially in all of our different ways, but I want to at least give you a taste of both of the songs. So Wonderful World, you got your D chord. I see trees of, and now you're going to do F sharp minor, bar here. Remember, anytime you get this shape, you're really playing the E minor shape, but we're playing it on bar 2, measure fret 2. So second position, and then these 2 guys just slide up. So as you guys know, level 4, man, you're going to be getting some bar chords. It's part of what we do. Nobody likes it, but that's what you do. Talking to Arlo earlier today, and he's like, yeah, I would way rather play bars than that other stuff. So that's what happens. Eventually this stops being a problem. I see trees of green, G chord, red roses, back to your F sharp minor. 2. Now, I often will put on this particular form, I don't worry too much about getting these 2 fingers to do their job, but because it's kind of stretched out, a lot of times I'll stick my middle finger on top of the bar. Red roses 2, okay, just to get it a little tighter. Then you got this weird E minor 7th. All it is E minor without the ring finger. I see them bloom. Back to your F sharp 7. Or now that's F sharp 7. So pay attention. Sometimes it's F sharp minor and sometimes it's F sharp 7. So that's your E7 shape on 2, F sharp 7. For me, and then to get you to B minor, just drop your middle finger, drop your ring finger, add your pinky finger. Now you're playing A minor shape on 2. Okay. Where am I? So 4 beats there, 3 beats in one, and then 1 beat in the next measure. Remember, you're in 2/4 here, so there's really a sort of beat, 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 beat. So you're just going to be you're going to be moving more quickly than you think you probably should. For me and you, 2, 1, and we've never done this shape in guitar yet on YouTube. But this is a fairly common shape that you'll see a lot of guitarists make. It's really your A chord, right? But you slide it up 1, and then you just put your finger 2 frets behind. And now don't hit these upper strings. A bad thing will happen. But you use these bottom 4 strings. And I think to myself. And then you have this weird A7. It's so weird to me that this is a chord. It doesn't sound like anything to me. It's a dumb chord is what it is, but that's jazz, right? You're playing jazz. There's going to be dumb chords. What are you going to do? That's the chord. Instead of transitional moment, what a A7, wonderful world, wonderful world. Okay, it changes in the middle of that measure. I'm not positive that I like that, but that's what I left in from the original sheet music. A few strums through there, you go back to measure 1, play through it again. We're going to go through and do the instrumental stuff here momentarily, but I want to walk through the whole song with chords first, and then we will go through and talk about the instrumental stuff. Okay. Second time you come through, skip 14, 15, 16, take your yellow highlighter and put it right at the beginning of measure 14, or probably better yet, put it at the end of 13. That's where you have to make your decisions. At the end of 13, if it's your first time, you do play 14, 15, 16. If it's the end of your second or third time, you don't go there. So the end of the second time, when you get to 13, you jump to 17. Can the B played as a bar on the first fret? Yeah, heck yeah. You see that one a lot too. Then you can actually play all of them if you use a bar. And I think to myself, what a wonder. Yeah, so yeah, absolutely. Quite a bit harder to do, but you can. But yeah, it's a great question, Bill. That absolutely is a good option for you, is to play a B flat with a full bar. Once you can do that, of course, then that opens up the whole rest of the fretboard. So now all of a sudden you've got your B, C, D, and you see when you see professional guitarists, this is a very common shape that they use, and especially the other thing, as acoustic guitarists, be mindful when you watch electric guitar players that it's way easier to do this kind of stuff on an electric guitar than on an acoustic guitar. So don't think just because they can do it on an electric guitar, you should be able to do it on an acoustic guitar. The whole setup of an electric guitar is designed around doing bar chords. Okay, so the second time you come through, when you get to the end of 13, you go to 17. So let's go there. What a wonderful, wonderful world. Okay, and then a few strums of D chord, and then the feeling of the song changes. The colors of the rainbow, regular A. No, so pretty in the sky are also on the faces of people passing by. I see. B minor here, that's why you don't get too big of a rush. Friends shaking hands, saying, whoops, how do you do? B minor. They're really, see how much work that is? It's a lot of work, right? And there's no way around it, guys. They're really, and then you got this diminished seventh shape, saying, which sounds super cool, and then go to that weird E minor 7. I love you. Isn't that beautiful? That's a super smart chord arrangement through there. Then you go, now pay attention to your repeats here, guys. At the end of 35, DSL coda. What that means is go to the senyo and play back down to the coda. Okay, so when you get to the end of 35, you're looking, you go back, like, there was a senyo. This is how I repeats on standard sheet music. I'm looking at it and it says DSL coda. I'm like, there was a senyo? Where was the senyo? And then I start leaping back, and sure enough, right at measure 1 is your senyo. Okay, so when you get down to the end of 35, you're going to bounce all the way back up to measure 1. Okay, and the two lead-in notes are the same. I see babies cry, I watch them grow. I see that, or what is it? They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonder. And then there's where your coda is. You see the little bullet, the little crosshairs shoot at the target thing. When you see a coda and it's your time to follow the coda, you're not going to follow that coda till the third time you hit there. You go then match it to the other coda, and your other coda is sitting down at 36. So now you jump down to 36. What a wonderful world. And now the whole thing slows way down here in homage to most everybody who plays this song does it this way. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful R-I-T. That means slow, way down there. And then to your D chord. Let that just ride out. Okay. Don't ever let up on a chord until the guitar is silent. Okay. Your last chord is it's important, right? It's like, oh, this is almost a spiritual moment. The last chord I got it on. World, oh, thank goodness the song is over. Okay, so those are your chords. I would say B minor, for those of you who are newer, not necessarily pleasant, but it's something that's going to come up almost every day when you're playing at this level. F sharp minor, again, not exactly pleasant, but it's going to come up every single day you're playing at this level. And then the weird ones, the D sharp diminished, they're really diminished sevenths over there. Those don't come up that much in music, but they come up more in jazz. They come up a lot in Tin Pan Alley. So those are chords that are, definitely worth knowing. That's that particular arrangement, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to come up a lot. I do have some students that do that as a bar. I don't like it as a bar myself. I would way prefer to use all 4 fingers. Be mindful, depending on the chord, if you hit the 5th string on that particular style of chord, it could either be cool or horrible. And so just probably avoid the 5th string pretty seriously. And then you get that 7th shape, and it can move up. Playing all 4 of those, and as long as you avoid that 5th string, you're going to sound fine. Okay, chorus. Let's play through the melody at one time. We have some 5s, 7s, 2s, zeros. We always have zeros. We do have 1s, and so looks like the highest note is a 7. So you want to take a moment just to refamiliarize yourself. 7 on your guitar has a dot. All of my dots are on the side here. I don't know if you have your dots on the side. Most guitars, they put them on front. You guys know I had this guitar built, and I said, I don't want no stinking dots on the front. I want the dots on the side. He said, all right, whatever. So I have no dots on the front, but I have them all on the side here. So I have 3, 5, 7, and 9. I wish that I only had 5 and 7. That's what I wish I had. All right. Play the melody, not fast. Okay, we'll treat it kind of as if it's in 4/4, but it's really in 2/4. I'm going to count in 2, and we'll end up playing it what will feel like 3 times through, but I want to follow the repeats so you can make sure you're comfy with those. All right, from the top, 1, 2. Go. Second ending coming up. Okay, and then we can go to page 2. The top. far ending, 36 in other words, and slow it down here. Basically gives you the idea. Correct. So that feels is pretty close to Louis Armstrong's versions. Not exactly, right? So I'll let your head adjust just a little bit to accept the fact that it's not dead on exactly what the Christmas, every Christmas you hear the same version of this, but it's pretty close, right? And so I think for you playing here in an ensemble situation when you're playing with me, getting the timing exactly right is problematic. But when you're playing at your house on your own, you can adjust that timing to whatever makes the most sense in your head. Elizabeth says, measure 34 grid says 4th fret, 12, 1, 2, and 2. Measure 34. Did I make a mistake here? Says 4th fret. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's for the tough uke. Okay. Here's what's super weird about the diminished shape. It's the same chord down here. Okay. Just a lower voicing of that. So if you want to use the 4th fret, they're really saying, it's really meant for the tough uke there, Elizabeth, tough axe. But 5-4-5-4 results in a D sharp diminished, as does 1-2-1-2. It also results in a D sharp diminished. So it's one of the crazy things about that diminished 7 shape. It's really you go from 1 up to 3, and then it repeats starting at 4. So it's an odd arrangement. It's kind of cool that can be like that. Good eye. Mike's down with with the arrangement. All right. So then, how are we doing on time? We got time just to walk through the tough uke one time, make sure that there's no questions, make sure I haven't made any mistakes, and then we will move on to Imagine, which is a lot more painful tune. Let's go with just the tough axe. If something shows up that's particularly complex, I'll talk about it. So let's hit the 2 2s. Whoops. D chord. Hit the 2. This is going to be your bar chord. Ring on 4, pinky up on 5. Kind of unpleasant. Okay, bar on 4, ring finger on the 4th string of the 4th fret, and then pinky on the 1st string, 5th fret. Kind of unpleasant. Okay, don't hit the 5th string, by the way, like I just did. Okay, that's what you want, and then you have the 2 right after that. Okay, so that's a decorative 2. You don't have to hit it. And by the way, if this is way too much, which it could be, just play the 5. Okay, just play that 5, and then move on to the 2. And then you got some zeros here. That's just to pick up the idea of the G chord. And then we'll grab your 7s. Back to that F sharp minor with the 5. Okay, 2 is decorative. Nice chord there. G chord. With the F sharp 7, all you got to do is take your D chord and just move it up 1 string. You don't need to do anything fancier than that, and then just make sure you play 4 strings. My favorite A minor shape, 3. So now you see you do not need to do a bar there. You can just do that little A minor shape and just make sure you're clear on which strings you're hitting. Then the 2 3s, you're already holding those down, so hit that. Grab a little bar here. Hit the 3 by itself, decorative. A7, 4 strings. Hit the 3. And then a full A7. And then D chord. Let's go back to the top. second ending. A chord here. D chord with your pinky. D chord with your pinky. All love these sevens. A chord, is it just a bar on two, partial bar on two with a 5? Here's your change. Here's the D minor, diminished shape that Elizabeth was talking about on the 4. Okay, and 3. Then go down to the 1. Same chord, just different place, and then the A chord. Okay, back to the top. Okay. Now you're going to jump all the way to 36. Nice and slow there. For a while. Okay, your audience erupts in thunderous applause. That's what you got going on Wonderful World. So we obviously dig through it this week. If you see weird things or stuff you think it could be better or changed or whatever, obviously toss me an email. I'm always happy to discuss arrangements. We've had this arrangement for a while. We did play it in our local orchestra here a couple of times. I think it works. I think that overall the sound quality kind of captures that jazz feeling to it. A couple of hard moments. I do think those F sharp minors throughout the piece in both just strumming and singing it or playing the tough acts are kind of ugh, I don't like them. But other than that, I think that this should be a piece that you can pick up fairly rationally and get and hopefully enjoy playing it. So, all right, so that's A Wonderful World. Again, just let me know how it's working with you, and then let's jump over to Imagine. Okay, so baby boomers. I have been working on arranging Time Warp from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, one of my favorite songs ever. And I am finding that I'm having to make compromises that make me sad in order to fit it onto a ukulele. So you know how when I say, oh, John Lennon, we're going to fix his mistakes and we're going to fix it where it fits on the guitar. We're going to mess around with what's in your head and we're going to put it on there. And you're like, I don't think I like you, Gary. I get it now, right? It's brutal fitting this stuff from bands that we like. When we tried to do we did Hotel California, but getting it to fit from 4 guitars onto 1 was a little bit demoralizing, right? And fitting any Beatles song from the full band onto 1 instrument is a little bit like, well, we have to make some sacrifices. Well, I'm making sacrifices on one of my all-time favorites, Time Warp from Rocky Horror Picture Show, and so I get it. Okay, I get it. Now, here's what you don't get. or here's my gift to you, baby boomers. John Lennon and Yoko Ono wrote this, we think, but Yoko Ono has since gone to court and gotten sole authorship of it. So this is really her song now. That we'll pretend that didn't happen because I know how you feel about her. But they did this in the key of C on a piano. You're getting it in the key of C on guitar. It would be easier to play in another key, but it won't sound right to you. So we left it in this key, which means every time we play in C, guess what comes along for the ride? F chord, right? We hate F chord, but if you're singing it, yeah, you're going to have to play those F chords. If you're playing tough acts, you do not necessarily. You're going to be really pleased that I was able to arrange around it. Okay, so just know, yeah, there's F chord on here, but don't throw it away yet. Okay, because I think I fixed it. So there's that. Next thing about this song, I feel, is measures 1 and 2 are the answer to the rest of the song. If you can get measure 1 and 2 correct, the rest of the song, it doesn't matter how badly you butcher it, it's going to be fine. Measure 1 and 2, you pretty much have to get right. And so we'll talk about that. Last thing, this arrangement, Vic's like, I don't know what he's talking about, but he better not mess with my John Lennon. This piece is really set up to be a claw piece. Okay. Now you will be fine in most places in the tough acts to play your thumb. Okay. But this would be your moment. We're getting into classical music. We're getting into fingerstyle music. We're getting into Christmas music. I think it's time for us all to admit that we probably overuse our thumb a little bit and don't do enough with our claw. Not all of you. I know a couple of you are pretty legit, serious claw worker outers, but we really do want to take this seriously for this particular arrangement. And I'll show you the places where it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. But you'll see lots and lots of times where if you are in a claw position, it's going to just make it a little bit easier. And to wit, measure 1 and 2. Let's talk about measure 1 and 2. You're going to have your C chord on probably, because that's how we start all of our songs. And you're going to be playing with ring and thumb. I'm sorry, middle and thumb. Gotta get that one. Ring's finger here, but you got to lift up your index finger here. And then you need 2s and 3s. So just drop your middle finger over here to the 2 on this. And now you can use your middle and ring again. And then you're going to have to very quickly drop your ring finger. Okay. Here's what I tell everybody, and it's important. The last 3 notes of measure 2 have to be fast. Ba-dum, 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 bum, bum, bum. If you can't get bum, 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 and then start into the measure 3, you're playing it too fast. Okay, so we now have an official way to tell if you are playing too fast. You've got to get 2, 3, 0, 0 to be fast. And the only way I know to do that is that sets the pace for the part before it. Okay, so if you play this super fast, let me see if I can play it fast. Let's see. You get all my notes on here. There it is. All right, here we go. If I'm going to play it fast. I get there and I can't play it fast. Bum, bum, bum. Then you're playing it too fast. Okay, so it says quarter note equals 80. You may have to go down to quarter note equals 50. Doesn't matter. Okay, but you got to get that dun 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 there. Yeah, Bill's like, I see 2 16th notes in there. I don't like 16th notes. Nobody likes 16th notes. They're very difficult on guitar. On all fretted instruments where you're plucking them. 16th notes are not necessarily your friend, and so do what you can with them, but just don't be cool. Be slow with your introduction, and then with the intention of going dun. I'd probably just work on that. And I really do think you're going to have your claw on, otherwise you're going to miss everything. Probably. I don't know. You might be able to do it. All right. From the top, just those two measures. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 0, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 0. That's what we want. Okay, now let's do the first 4 measures from the top. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 0, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 0, 0, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 0. Okay, and then you would drop that in. Even if you're going to be a singer on this one, if you're going to just play the chords and sing, you still probably going to need to pluck out that intro because it doesn't really work. Bum, 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 bum. That's not the intro, right? So it's such an iconic beginning. Ba-dum, 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 ba-ba-bum, ba-dum. That's a very iconic beginning. It's a little bit like the intro to Sweet Child of Mine. You kind of have to get it right, or you're not, or why, So you have to kind of get it right on this one. So spend a lot of time. If it were me, I would spend probably almost all my entire time working on just the intro. Okay, let's go through and talk about the rest of the chords in here. You got your C chord. As you guys know, I hate C chord. It's my Achilles heel. I don't know why he and I don't get along, or I don't know if it's a C chord is a she or a he, but this thing and I do not see eye to eye. Never have. Probably never will. Most of you guys are fine with C chord, right? So it's strum. Imagine there's no, and to make your C major 7, you just lose your ring or index finger. Then there's the F chord. Okay, so you're going to be going, imagine there's no heaven, 2, 3, 4, C chord. It's easy if you try, 2, 3, 4, C. No hell. That's a longer note. Below us, 2, 3, 4, C. Above us, only sky. I don't understand how John could be more famous than me with my singing voice. And then strum, imagine all the people. F chord. And then G chord, living for 2, G7 day. Okay, now if I'm Arlo, and I'm not, but if I'm on F chord at the end of measure 14, imagine all the people. 2 strums, and my next chord's a G. I'm just taking that F chord up 2 slots. Now bar on 3. If I'm already holding the F chord and my next chord's a G, this will save you a ton of energy. You're on F. Slide it up to 3, and you're now on G. Living for 2, and then just lose your pinky. Day, bum, bum, ba-da, bum. Okay, now your C for 4 beats. Strum, imagine there's no countries. 2, 3, 4, C chord. It isn't hard. 2, 2, 2. 2, 3, 4, maybe C. Nothing to kill or die for. See, it comes in on that third or fourth beat, and it's a little weird, that C major 7. 3, 4 strum and no religion. 2, 2, 3, 4 strum. Imagine all the people. Ba-da-bum. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, when you hit that repeat, where you're going to go, you're going to go to 18. So if you have your yellow highlighter, go put a line on 18. We don't go all the way to the back. This one's it's a shorter song, right? We play it real slow, so it takes a week and a half to play it, but we only have to go back to 18. Okay. All right. I knew I was delighted. I was like, look, I'm using an Arlo thing, right? And here he is. Use a C/G and it's easier. Basically, it has the same shape as an F, makes it an easy transition. You were right about sliding the shapes around to minimize the thought process with the left hand. Yeah. So if I've learned anything, I've learned from Arlo that you don't fear the F chord, because the F chord turns into a G chord just by that, right? It also turns into an A chord. Okay, so yes, that's exactly what we're talking about. You can absolutely do your regular G. Imagine all of the people strum, living for life in peace. You can absolutely do that, but once you have your F chord on, make your life a little easier. Just slide it up, and then you're there. And also, I think if you're newer, right, this is sounding like this. The fact that it's now here isn't going to hurt anything. It's actually easier to make your bar chords the further up you go. Like this one is way easier to make than the exact same shape here. So you'll find as you take these bar chords, F is a bummer because we learn it here, and then we got to sort of do that. It's very hard in the first position. It's less hard in the fifth position. Same shape, just that your hand's a little closer to your body. The strings, you just have a little bit easier attack angle on them. Bill says going from F to G with a pinky works also. Yeah, you could do it that way, right? Doing F. And then going 2 up here, pinky down here. That's what Bill's talking about. So G, you have lots of choices on. I have this tendency to be very, very, very in love with the original G. I just love it, right? But if you want to use your middle ring and pinky, that also works. Okay. And Vic, what Arlo is saying is, hey, you're in F. You go to G. Okay. And then the C chord, I don't know which C chord you're using, Arlo. Mostly, especially when it's in the key of C, you're probably going to use your open C. Use a C/G, and it's easier. C/G. I don't know how to figure that one, Arlo. Maybe you can give us a little bit of more information on that one. I don't know how to answer. All right, let's go from 18 to the end. Then we're going to go through, play the melody, and then we'll do the tough uke or tough acts, and we'll get out of here. So from 18, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strum, imagine no possessions. 2, 3, 4. Strum it, wonder if you can. 2, 3, 4. Strum. No need for greed or hunger. 2, 3, 4. See a brotherhood of man. 2, 3, 4. Strum. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. 2, 3, 4. Strum. You may G chord again. Say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, world will be as one. Dum, dum. Okay, so there's your chords. They work. My singing, honestly, I don't know why I'm not getting a call from Ringo to bring back the Beatles. That's that. Okay, let's play through the melody real quick. Make sure that we're all okay on that. Melody is pretty straightforward. Okay, nothing too fancy on it. Start at measure 5, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Rest. 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 3, 4. Rest. Okay, and then we go back. So just be aware you got those 16th notes at 37, and also going into 30 and going into 31, you have some 16th notes, so you want to play those fairly quickly. Normal C chord, just add 3 as a D. Oh, 3 on the D. Normal C chord, and the 3D fret. Okay. All right. So there you go. Arlo explained himself. I'm not going to do that. Okay. Now, tough acts. Okay. And then we're out of here. Gosh, we got it all in. I'm very excited. So you know the melody. The melody is not that great. The melody is sort of iffy. And the chords are kind of, if you're singing them, they're fine, I guess, as long as you can do your bar chord, your F chord. Everything else is going to be duck soup. Okay. So then when we put the tough acts together, I try to avoid, if I can, bars. And in this case, I really wanted to just focus in on my claw. Okay. So I'm going to start with the C chord. I'm going to pluck 3 and 2. And then I'm going to pluck O. And then pluck the 3 together. And then 2 zeros. And then my F chord here, 2, 3, 3, might just do that. Oh, actually, that's a lie. Index, middle, ring, and pinky. Okay, it's an F chord. I just haven't created the bar here. So now I've got 1, 2, 3. Add your ring finger on here. 1, 2, high 5th string, 4th string. And that's an F chord as well. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Back to your C chord. And then same thing again. 2, 3, and then go on to all opens with your 2, and then add your pinky, so you get 2, 0, 0, 3. C chord. A minor. That measure turns out to be kind of tough to play. Ah. You gotta be fast here. And those 003, 03s, those are just to sort of capture or reminisce about the introduction, and you'll end up with the same thing in measure 38 as your wrap up. So what I was doing there was an F chord with index, middle, ring, and pinky. I'm not necessarily sure I'm saving myself any work by just going in and putting the bar on, because my hands are much more accustomed to just putting on the full bar. So you'll figure out which is the easier way to do that. And also play, remember, you don't have to do F chords at all. You can just do the top note on the F chord and you will be just fine. It sounds better, of course, if you can do the full F chord. And then one of these days I'll do this as a guitar version where we just put it into a key that's a little bit more playable. Probably an A or a D would be a lot more easy, be a little easier to play. But I think the nice part about this is it is the original key. It is pretty close to playable. It's definitely going to stretch your brain a little bit and make you confront the F chord, right? And I think what Arlo was talking about with me today on email was, I'm just at the point where it's just part of what I do. It's not. I don't think of F chord as being I don't have an emotional reaction to F chord any more than I have one to an E chord or a A chord. Those are just chords we do. And you will remember as you were learning in your journey that there are some things that were like, ugh, I hate this. And now you don't hate them quite as much. And it's always the next thing. Well, we all sort of hate F chord a little bit. But you can see that, and then you're like, boy, that's really convenient. And so it makes your angst over it a little bit less, hopefully. All right, so we went through the basics of both of these tunes. And next Thursday, here's where we have to talk about the future. Next Thursday, I will not be here. I am taking next week off. I can make lots of jokes about it, but I'm just not going to be here next week. So you've got these two pieces of music, which we will have for the next 6 weeks. Okay. We're going to pull these all the way into December as part of our Christmas extravaganza. And what I'm hoping you're thinking about is, hey, I want to get 8 or 10 or 12 or 50 songs together for my family, which I'm not going to have over because they'll kill me. So I'm going to do a beautiful Skype concert for it with them and whatever. But I'd like by the middle of December for you to have a pretty decent group of songs that you could play for somebody. And so Wonderful World and Imagine are in there. Then starting next week, I'm going to be loading up the website with some of the Christmas music, some of, at least the public domain stuff. And I will obviously send you an email when I've got some of that stuff up there for you to go swipe. And you can download that and get started on it. So next Thursday night, I will not be here. Okay. And I will try, like heck, to remember to send you an email not to come next Thursday. And then the following Thursday is the 12th. And I don't have a board meeting that day. So the 12th will be the next time we get together. And by then, you'll have 2 solid weeks of working on these 2 songs, plus a snoot load of Christmas stuff. And so we will start. Yeah, happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth. And then, so you will have plenty on your plate over the next 6 weeks. Here's the thing I tell all guitarists. Around people are okay with you all year long. You're fine. You play guitar. Good for you. But at Christmas time, people really do want to hear. They want you to play, right? And so having a book full of songs that you love, that feel sort of holiday-ish and nice. That's what I want you to have. And so that's what we'll be working on. Oh, thanks, Evelyn. Yeah, and these are both world-class songs, right? These are never going to suck, so you might as well work on them. The Christmas music we put out, whether you like Christmas music or don't like Christmas music, it's not relevant. You're a musician. You will play Christmas music. And so they don't, I make the joke all the time, they don't, down at La Scala in Italy, they don't care whether you like Mozart or not. You're playing Mozart. And so there you go. So you guys, some of you I will see tomorrow during the day for daytime guitar. The rest of you I will see in 2 weeks. And just keep an eye on your email. Obviously, if you're listening in and you haven't sent me an email before, you need to send me an email or just go directly to the denverguitarorchestra.com website. I have over there a little widget on the site, or I think it's right on the middle of the front page. Hey, put your email in here and I will send you stuff. If you don't read your email, don't waste your time. But if you do, check your email from time to time. I try at least every couple of weeks to send out an email, reminding you what's going on. And we do some really beautiful, beautiful things in this group. And you guys already know my preference. I like really slow, really melodic, really beautiful songs. And that's got Christmas written all over it. In addition to that, we'll do some Frosty the Snowman and Santa Claus is coming to town and that sort of stuff too. And hopefully you'll have a good time. And here is my one thing. If anybody has actual sheet music to a Colorado Christmas, I don't need the chords and lyrics. Those I got. I need the actual sheet music to Colorado Christmas. As far as I can tell, the nitty gritty dirt band, right? As far as I can tell, nobody ever wrote the sheet music for that. And so I'm needing that so that because Mike, who is here, has been asking for that for years. I cannot find sheet music for it. I've searched high and low. I don't see it anywhere in anything. I don't even see it in any book. So if any of you happens to be sitting on a copy of Nitty Gritty Dirt Band's Christmas, Colorado Christmas. It's the one where he's sitting in a hotel room by himself. It's a nice little, lovely little tune. Love to do that. I just can't find it. A couple of you have already sent me John Denver's Aspen Glow, which I want to do that. And and then I have some other modern tunes that we're going to do. So it's going to be a good Christmas season on guitar. And we start with 2 world-class pieces of music. So hopefully you'll, be tackling them. They're fun. That's enough for tonight. Thank you guys for being here. Let's see, where would I leave off? Pauline. Next week's going to be nice. Be nice just to have a week to get things done around the house. And we're not going anywhere, but whatever. Michael, good to see you. Nancy, good. Thanks for being here. Arlo, if you want to sit down and figure it out, I'm open to that. Right? I'll even work with you back and forth on getting the tabs together. Oh, Elizabeth says she's found it. Took her 10 minutes. Okay. Real sheet music. I just don't, I'm just too old and too tired to pick them out on the guitar note for note anymore. So we will, maybe Elizabeth will toss it to me and I will get started working on that one. All right, kids, have a wonderful week. 2 weeks if I don't see you, if you're only a nighttime person only, and otherwise I will see the rest of you guys during the day. And it says free sheet music. Okay, make sure it's not make sure it's not a one of those sites that says free, 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 and then all of a sudden you're downloading a virus into your computer. You've been to those? I've been to those. The free sheet music is sometimes a they're gonna get you sort of thing. So, all right, kids, I'm gonna pull the plug. You guys have a wonderful week or 2 weeks, and I will see lots of you guys later. Stay safe. It's crazy out there, especially if you're in America. It's ridiculous what's going on out there. So stay safe, do good, keep practicing 30 minutes a day, right? 2 hours a day if you want to get tremendous. Okay, somewhere in between those two. Once a week, we'll take it, and keep showing up. Okay, that's the key. Is you got to show up and play with other people. I promise, it's important. And then subscribe and like if you haven't done that. Have a great day, you guys. Thank you for everything. See you soon.